well in college soccer. She did that and then some, especially at the tail end of her run there. Dominant. A corner here for Florida. Can they get a second goal back? It's a glancing blow. It is a handball. It is a second penalty conceded by Arkansas in the half. And this thing could get totally turned on its head.
And this is absolutely the right call. It's from a corner kick into that back post area. Malum trying to rise above. Her arm extends outside of her body, just grazes the forearm right there. There's the connection. Referee had eyes on it. It's the right call. Now gives the opportunity for Florida to try to get one back.
They will review it. I can't imagine they're going to turn this down. You ask what a natural position for a jumping player is. The way that arm is fully out, I don't see that as being a natural position.
Yeah, I've never put my arm out besides to do a jumping jack, so I don't think that's a natural position.
Well, that's because you're an athlete and I'm not. I do it all the time. Yeah, the referee just made the announcement to the crowd, I think. Well, if you're Arkansas, you have to be thinking this can't possibly be happening again. Now, every team has their penalty takers. And the fact that we've already seen Shakaris take one and go to her right, keeper's left, perhaps in everybody's mind, that was 5 minutes out of halftime. This time it'll be Madison Jones. Could Florida get a second penalty in the half and get within one? Yes, they can! Yes, they can! Madison Jones makes it a one-goal game! Second goal this year for Jones, and Florida, they can taste it now.
There's no messing about on this penalty. It was ruthless. Adds a bit of deception just at the last second. Opens that shoulder, which allows her to use the inside of her foot. Gets Smith going the wrong way. Very creative finish here by Madison Jones. Gets one back for the Gators, and now we've got ourselves a game with 20 minutes left to go in this match.
Jones actually made her first career start against Florida. That was during her time in Kentucky. Was playing a bit, and then Troy Fabiano said, I walked up to her the day of the Florida game, and I said, you ready to start? And her eyes wide open, yeah. Florida converting both their penalties today, all three that they've taken this season. They've made it a one-goal game on the back of Jones and Shakaris. Heidenkamp the steal. And that hit Heidenkamp last. And a little bit of air seeps out of the bubble. All right, you're Arkansas. We talked about where Florida was at halftime. This is not a prevent defense team. You give away one penalty with an iffy tackle. You give up another with a handball. Where's your head at now with 20 minutes to go in what has been a house of horrors historically, but not recently in Gainesville?
Well, they've been the architects of their own duress here in the second half. It was very much self-inflicted from the Arkansas defenders inside their penalty area, but now's the time that you want to rely on that ruthlessness, that tenacity, that grit to take back the momentum in this game, gain some territory really quickly, whether it's playing longer direct passes into the front line or behind Florida Gators back line. Unsettle them, make them think about how they're going to transition and put them on the back foot.
Siphoned off by the Gators and carried forward by McCluskey. Clever footwork. Playing with a ton more confidence in this half, Florida. Last year, they just hoped to score. This year, they really believe they can, and they have. 17 goals now on the season in totality. Square to Jones. Turns up Nurse White, plays this into the width. This will escape out for a throw. 10 games in an SEC season. Last year, Florida had just 3 goals. And in this SEC opener tonight, they've already managed 2 in this half. Camp trying to keep this alive. Everybody's sliding into everybody. Smith a bit frustrated.
Sent from a throw-in. Camp trying to get around Marvel here. She's sealing off Camp because she sees Keegan Smith aggressively coming off her line. Words were exchanged. One thing I like about Keegan Smith, she's got a personality on her. She is not afraid to be a little bit combative with the opponent, get in their heads, and that just adds to a more sizable presence that when the attacker looks at the goal, it just feels smaller for them.
Looking to sneak this in behind. Got held up and then deflected away from Wagner. I spoke with Jordan Bloomer, the former Wisconsin Big Ten Goalkeeper of the Year, current Racing Louisville players, just named to the Team of the Month in the NWSL. She was describing some of her spiciness and goal. She goes, you know, I've been playing this position for so long, and I'm sure Smith in the same boat. Just have that little spice to it. You got to make the game fun.
There's no lack of spice in that department for her.
Smith or Bloomer, I think.
Yeah, agreed. But that's like, to me, a non-negotiable for goalkeepers is that you have to have a presence. And Alyssa Nair is very opposing of that type of personality. She's more introverted, but she's competitive, and she has a different type of presence. There's a presence about her because of her championship mindset, the way that she can defend the goal and her presence to shot stop, but every goalkeeper has to be able to divine that for themselves.
Stewart's trying to leg it out. From El O'Reilly. Flip down to McClure. We want a free kick. Well, we've got maybe more than many thought we were bargaining for tonight. First half of this SEC Network conference play opening doubleheader. Gianna Pohl and Alabama taking on top 25 South Carolina in the back half of this doubleheader. Pohl trying to match Riley Mattingly Parker's 33 goals for most in Alabama history. Emmanuel can hit it a mile. Put it into the box, header toward the line. This will ricochet back into the field of play. And here's Arkansas, they're most dangerous if they don't run into each other, of course. Header along, Camp trying to create issues. Hess. Oh, that's going to spin back in. Hess crossing, settled. Toward goal off the post. Off the post. Oh, it could have been an equalizer from Johnston. Did she actually get that? Smith was able to get a piece of that. It looked like it hit off the woodwork. The way it ricocheted into the width. Keegan Smith.
Well, it was another good-looking opportunity for the Florida Gators that started in the width. And then Johnston takes a touch. It pops up on her. She doesn't take that touch, a desired touch to be able to control this ball. Pops up on her, has to go for a half volley. Doesn't get enough control on it. Hits it with a ton of pace. And Keegan Smith there, not only does she make the save, but she ushers the rebound into a safe area of the pitch. And that is what she is known for, her athleticism, her shot stopping. She's done it time and time again this season. We saw it against BYU, coming up with some jaw-dropping saves to keep Arkansas in matches, and they need her right now.
That's a foul, a free kick to Florida. Apologies to Keegan Smith. That came out with so much venom. When we were blocked our view, I assumed that had to hit Woodwork. Yellow card issued for that tackle. It goes to Zoe Sussy. So Manuel, who can put this to the edge of the 18-yard box from here, take the free kick.
Sussy just leaves her feet a little bit too late, gets a ton. I think it was McClure there in the midfield trying to deny Florida Gators opportunity to get faced up and running forward again at their back line.
First headers away. Florida will claim in the attacking half. Wagner was pressing. Sussy leading. Clever turn of phrase by Ta'ua. And now slips it through. And Sky Barnes walks it all the way back. Arkansas without a shot since the final 2 minutes of the first half.
And that last play is a great illustration of what's been different for this Florida Gators team. They've been a bit more solid defensively. Barnes doing a really good job seeing the run on her blind side, using her arms to seal off the run and allow space for Emmanuel to come out and get possession off the smother to snuff out Arkansas's attack.
Malum. One more goal for Arkansas, and you would think it deflates the comeback altogether. Berman. Sussy hits it wide. The flag stayed down. Florida repel, and now Butts into a foot race.
Listen, I have a deep appreciation for Colby. I have really come to admire his really strong convictions in the way that they play. And honestly, I've learned a lot from him because I thought in my younger age that really the game was meant to be interpreted in one singular way. And he's really opened my eyes that the game is a beautiful game, and that is why people love it, is because it can be played and interpreted in so many different facets, in so many different ways. And that's the problem, though, I do see with this Arkansas team, is that they only really have one way to play. So in this game, when it's emotional and Florida's coming back, they still have to rely on getting the ball forward and opening themselves up potentially for Florida to continue to transition.
And I think what we saw the last year or two was an evolution where they had other gears they could play in and not always be in fourth or fifth gear. And now you've got so many freshmen involved, you're just trying to get them fully immersed in one thing, much less multiple sort of gears and tempos and levels.
For sure, and that could be something that we see as an evolution of this team moving forward into the season, that when they have a commanding lead 3-0, that they can control the game. And now I'm not saying that you're taking your foot off the gas, but maybe you are using your ball retention players in the midfield a little bit more to hold possession, to connect, to combine, and to really stifle Florida's attack and take away momentum that they've generated from their 2 penalties.
Sindelar replacing Jones. You know, at halftime, Paloma Pena, you saw her just sort of hanging on top of the tent almost. So frustrated. Now she's the first in line supporting her teammates as the goalkeepers have switched on and off all season long. That's a good teammate right there. Trying to help guide in the best way she can in this moment. Taylor Berman. It's with Florida. There is no overtime in college soccer. Florida trying to level this. They could take a point if they do so. There is college soccer overtime, of course, in postseason play. Shielded to the line.
And on the other hand, you know, Mike, I'm even second guessing myself in terms of maybe this Arkansas team has a different face to them in terms of closing out games. I think also the way that they play at the end of the last 10 minutes is a learned behavior and a learned skill from this Arkansas team to play on the edge, to be able to get the goal back against, I think it was Notre Dame where they came back in that game, a late goal against BYU as well.
And their reason they are top 10 in attendance every year, too.
Right.
This is the greatest show on grass in college soccer year in and year out now. But the other side of that is you get up 2-3 goals to nil, and there really is no let-off. This belongs to Florida. Another minute's elapsed. Florida will make a change. The trailing team bringing in a substitute. The clock will run. And they're going to bring off Sky Barnes and bring on Kai Chikaris, which means they're bringing on a really solid dribbling forward and bringing off a defender. With 9 minutes to go, this is them pushing the chips to the middle. Chikaris just offered a couple of notes to Najiri Butts. The two will front run now for the Gators.
And Chikaris will play more as a traditional winger, look to pick up the ball in the wide channel and then cut inside, put it on her right foot, and look to see if she can fashion opportunities for herself.
Oh, she's been fun to watch. This ball was stolen and carried forward by Ainsley Erzin. Launched by Lang. Covered by Abby Gemma. Transfer in from Notre Dame. Now it's to Ua for Arkansas. 2 goals in a 55-second span in the first half. Tees this up. That's blocked. It's still on for Ball. Out to the top of the 18.
That is some brave defending from Abby Gemma, because Kennedy Ball had so much time and space inside the penalty area. Tua, great vision to pick her head up to see Kennedy Ball all alone in the penalty area, just at the edge of the box, takes a touch to shape it toward goal, and in the end, it's Abby Gemma who comes up with a vital intervention and stop, 2 of them to be exact, to keep Florida's hopes high as time runs out.
Gemma the blocks, and then it was upped in the clearance. 7.5 minutes to play. Another change for Florida. By the way, Gemma, if you're Arkansas, you used to love your Notre Dame transfer, B. Franklin, patrolling your midfield.
B. Franklin getting her first goal last week for the Chicago Stars.
Love to see it.
Love to see it. Taylor Malum, another Arkansas Razorback, who in my opinion is probably the most improved player in the NWSL year over year. Really seeing the fruit of all of her hard work over her NWSL career this year. Iron Woman, I think.
There's only, I think, 9 left in the league this year. Free kick, Arkansas. And this is a moment where you can just tap it in. Slow it down a little. South Carolina, Alabama is coming up next. South Carolina, number 10 team in the country. Alabama will host in Tuscaloosa, looking to have a new goal-scoring queen by the end of the night. Jonathan and Ian will bring it to you as soon as we're done here in Gainesville.
I think that was a foul.
Well, you're the second most important person in that department. What about that? Foul suffered by Katie Johnston. And it's Sussy, who's on a yellow card, who committed it. Emmanuel can hit the top of the 18 from here. Watch for a run eking through on a header that gets snapped in behind. Emmanuel. Game of hacky sack continues, and it's a foul from Butts.
I know it's desperate times, but I think I would put Chikaris back and play Emmanuel, play a pass to Chikaris and just let her dribble the distance of the field, because I don't want to get into aerial battles against Arkansas. That's one of their specialties, is winning first and second balls when they're in the air. This Florida team is much suited for the ball to feed into space, running at opponents.
Here's Jacaris. Jacaris sprinting by, and then spotted the run. He's able to play it into that wide channel and circulates all the way back to Emmanuel. Time is of the essence for Samantha Bohan and Florida. Florida acknowledged even in the spring they saw two SEC opponents. The level was just different. Free kick. Do you bring Emmanuel up to try and hit this, potentially?
Yeah. Why not? What do you have to lose? There's less than 4 minutes to go in this game. At least put her higher.
And let's be honest,
Clearance.
goal difference is irrelevant in the grand scheme. That's not what's going to decide tiebreakers when it's all said and done. Head-to-head, mini conferences, it'll come down to all that stuff. If you give up another, so be it. Soars up into the air, first ball's away, second ball even further. Snap down, and maybe a chance at a reserve. Top of the 18 angling. This deflecting out for a corner, won by Johnston. 3 minutes to go. Everyone but the keeper is in the final third here for Florida. 2 penalties for the Gators. Is it another set piece? That ricochets around another corner. They'll do it from the other side. You see Emmanuel calling for a handball back at halfway, wanting to see that reviewed.
I thought the same thing as well. And I think ultimately it comes off of...
It's a header straight down.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
This ball hits off the woodwork and goes out. That deflection directly into an arm is such a murky gray area now.
Well, if it was a deflection into the arm, it wouldn't be a handle inside
Right.
the penalty area. But if it was a straight header into the arm, it could be deemed that.
Yeah. It's not what's called. We could argue Florida's gotten plenty of good fortune, earned, sure. But I can't remember the last time I saw a referee give 3 penalties in a game. This through, and it could be the Arkansas dagger. Spinning. Still seeking space. Contact, the referee says nothing to it. 80 seconds to go. Camp out into space. Camp plays it through. Saved. Smith off the line. Collides with Hess. Oh, this game is nuts.
Drama at both ends. A potential penalty. Sussy won it. Florida flying forward on the counter. Good final pass. Keegan Smith, a great save.
Butts got the cross in. A half-hearted clearance. That's a bit better. Comes high. Sindelar. And that might be that. 44 seconds remaining.
Well, it was Hinnenkamp eating up space in transition. Perfectly weighted final pass into the run-up pass, but Keegan Smith read it the entire way, never wavered in her ability to close down and be aggressive. Came out big, smothered. Her timing was perfect. big time save again from Keegan Smith late in this game.
Is there one more chance with 15 seconds remaining away from Hinnenkamp? And that's it. Arkansas will win their 6th SEC opener in the last 7 years. They look for their 5th regular season crown in a 7-year span. Arkansas wins it 3-2.
Yeah, valiant effort by the Florida Gators. They made a little bit of their own luck in the second half, but it was a great response to try to find their way back into this game. If it wasn't for Keegan Smith, I think Florida could have got a result.
Craig and Tuula, the goal scorers for Arkansas, the freshmen bagging their first goals. Harrison Jones penalties, not nearly enough. Arkansas wins it. We send you to Tuscaloosa. Jonathan Yardley, Ian Carey, Alabama and South Carolina.